this is Canada's 150th anniversary, and we thought that if we set a show in the late 1800s, around about the time that the fur trade ended, that we'd have a sort of a timely show to present to Sioux audiences. So Harry and I wrote this show, and we're calling it The Last Voyageur, or All Fur Naught.
Bob picked out the music, and he picked out some very good music to go along with the theme, and then we set out to write the melodrama. We had to come up with the villain, give him a catchy name, we had to come up with a situation.
The chorus starts out as out-of-work fishermen from the East Coast whose fishing plant burned down under suspicious circumstances, I will add. And they are taken into the fur trade by one veteran voyageur, Jean-Pierre Gaston François Antoine Gaston Sainte-Marie. And that's Richard Bujold-Ballet, a fine local actor and singer, and he's singing with us as well as acting. So that became the focal point for the show, is taking these East Coast fishermen and turning us into men of the North.
Good afternoon, madam. Allow me to introduce myself. My card. I'm Loudon Weasel, who is billed as the nasty villain in the show. Well, there always has to be one, right? And so I guess compared to everyone else, I would be the nasty villain. But really, I'm the, he describes himself as the banker and entrepreneur.
Low down weasel?
It's pronounced Loudon Weasel. Madam, as this is a one-act play, allow me to come straight to the point. And he's come to visit all these fine citizens in Lunenburg, I guess in Nova Scotia, with great promises and dreams for them. And hopefully it's not going to go awry, and he's going to have a great visit. So, but we'll have to see what happens at that point.
I don't want to give away any secrets, but it's a lot of fun, there's a lot of laughs, and we have a ball doing it.
The Northland Barbershop Chorus was founded in 1961 and has been an ongoing group ever since that time. We have done an annual show almost every year. This will be our 53rd annual show. There's a couple, if you do the math, you'll figure out there's a couple of years we didn't do a show in there, but certainly nobody remembers the last time we didn't. It's a group of men that are drawn together by their love of singing, but also their desire to contribute to their community.
There's always been something magical about music in my life. I love to sing, and that's why back in at least 1962, I was one of the original charter members of the Barbershop Quartet group.
Well, I work at the steel plant. I'm a crane operator, so I mean it's an okay job. It's pretty bland sometimes, but coming here after a shift is definitely picks up my energy. I do sing at work all the time. I've been known to sing over the radio to the people in other cranes and walking around the mill.
We sing a wide variety of music, everything from swing music in the 30s. We're singing a Huron Carol, which is Canada's oldest Christmas song. It was written in 1673. But we've gone all the way from 1673 up to U2, a song that Bono wrote commemorating Martin Luther King, a song called MLK.
Kevin Collar is singing the lead in this song, and he does an amazing voice. He's a great tenor, and it's really an emotional song, and it always has been an emotional song, even by U2. But I think we bring a little something to it.
You might wonder, how am I going to fit a U2 song about Martin Luther King into a show about voyageurs in the 1800s? My answer is you must come to the show and find out.
The whole focus of the show, of course, is barbershop music, and that's what the people come for. It's a style of singing and blending and harmonies that I don't know, it stirs your heart in a way that nothing else can. I don't know if it's nostalgia, but certainly it's a crowd pleaser, and they have huge audiences. It's only one show a year that they do, one night for this show, and the preparation that goes into it, this is literally months and months of preparation. But the end result is just a big love affair with the audience and the chorus and the music, and it's just it's delightful.
If you've ever seen the shows or ever had an opportunity to see the show, I mean, the guys are unbelievable singers, musicians, whatever. So that's first and foremost, it's their show, and the great guests that they bring in certainly cap off a wonderful evening.
They're bringing in a guest quartet, and they have to be booked well in advance. And this time they really lucked out. They've got some world champion barbershop singers coming as well for the second half. So the first half is all our local, and the second half will be this guest quartet. So we're all looking forward to having that experience as well.
So every year our show, everything that we get from the show that isn't paid into having the show goes towards the speech pathology unit at the hospital.
The Great Lakes are alive and all the hand of North America are brightly shining true along the friendship artery.
We had always supported the cause of speech language pathology, though not through the hospital. Our first connection was with the Algoma District Mental Retardation Service, and we were donating money towards their speech programs for children. But I got a call one day from the speech pathologist at the hospital, Alana McIntyre, and she wanted to know if we had $30 that we could contribute to assist a patient of hers that had suffered a brainstem stroke and could only communicate by blinking. And this $30 would buy him an assistive device called an eye gaze board, which would allow him to communicate with his nurses and his family. And his family was having a hard time coming up with $30, and she wondered if maybe we'd help, because she'd heard that barbershop chapters support speech. So I wrote her a check on the spot for $100 and said, here, buy 3 of them. And that was the beginning of a long friendship between her and I personally. I mean, our quartet sang at her wedding. She comes to our show every year. This was 1995. But also it told us that this was a great fit for us, because if $30 can make a difference in someone's life, the modest amount of funds that we can raise for this cause were significant in a small unit like the speech unit at the Surrey Hospital. Well, that original $30 ask has grown, and this year with our donation to the hospital we'll cross $88,000, which is starting to be like real money. We hope to hit 100,000 by 2019.
Sweet Mother Michigan, Father Superior, coming down from back.
It's awesome knowing that it helps people in our community and not just, it stays in the community, and I love helping out and volunteering, so it's just really nice.
I think people who come out and tend to come out really enjoy it, and all the money again going to great charities in town, and that's one of the reasons I always want to be a part of it when Bob gives me a call.
It's an institute in this city. It's really something that's been around for a very long time, and the reason it's lasted so long and they get ongoing members, I've known a lot of the members over the years, is because the music that they do is so popular and so well done, and you know, it's just it's a treasure in our community.
I've been in this group for like 35 years now, and I get asked all the time, why do you stick around this group for that long, 35 years? I always tell people the same thing. There's 2 reasons. One is the music. I love the music and the variety of music and the opportunity to make high quality 4-part harmony a cappella music with these fellas. But the fellas are the second reason. This attracts a certain kind of guy. They're the best people I know. the 35 or 40 of my best friends here, and they would do anything for you and for this hobby that we share. And we all have this feeling like we're pulling together. You know, there's no divas in the group with an agenda. We're just guys that like to sing and like to help the community as well. So you combine those two things, wonderful music and the chance to make great music, but with great people. And what could keep me at home on Monday night when that's what my option is? So 35 years later, I'm still doing it, and I hope to be doing it a long time.